gayband.com, 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 gayband.com. Gayband.com, 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 gayband.com. Welcome to Team Fortress 2. After 9 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait. And my favorite class is the spy. 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 Gayband.com, 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 com. Gayband.com, 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 gayband.com. Gayband.com, 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 gayband.com. Welcome to Team Fortress 2. After 9 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait. And my favorite class is the spy. 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 Gayband.com, 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 com. Gayband.com, 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 gayband.com. Gayband.com, 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 gayband.com. Welcome to Team Fortress 2. After 9 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait. And my favorite class is the spy. 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 Gayband.com, 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 gayband.com. Gayband.com, 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 com. Gayband.com, 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 Gayband.com. Gayband.com, 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 Gayband.com. Welcome to Team Fortress 2. After 9 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait. And my favorite class is the spy. 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 Gayband.com, 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 com. Gayband.com, 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 Gayband.com. Gayband.com, 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 Gayband.com.
In a world where corporate interests seek to divide humankind for their own nefarious purposes, where political forces pit brother against brother in the name of social progress, where friends betray each other over one divergent word or thought, one man seeks unity through a shared love of PC gaming. He raises his golden chalice, its brilliant radiance emanating far and wide, a beacon to all who would seek refuge from the ever-present insanity of social media. He stands against the tides of internet-based hostility and defiantly bellows, "No more." Having placed his stake in the ground, he now seeks to build a PC gaming community free of politics, trolls, and toxicity. Because you deserve a little slice of digital heaven right here on Earth. Devout PC gaming evangelist, blessed leader of the congregation, and savior of digital souls, his name is Cardinal Zin.
Yo, what's up everybody? Hello, 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 and happy Thursday. How we doing, my dudes? Happy Thursday, my dudes. Zeph, what's up, man? Thanks for being here, dude. I am gonna dig in on doing some code stuff. What's up, Trout? Good to see you as well. Look at this, mods in the house. I love it. Represent. We getting started on some code today, and I want to show you some progress that I made last night offline. Check this out, everybody. Let's do this. Let's see. Get that going. We'll go ahead and we'll hide this one, and we'll add this one. There we go. Okay. So I'm just rebuilding the plugin real quick and reinstalling it. And we're gonna fire this bad boy up. There we go. Not much, playing around with some plans to build some stuff to improve your desk area while waiting for Nat to get off work and then go pick up Dusty. Nice. Very, very nice. So you're gonna build some stuff to improve your desk area. Like what kind of stuff? What are we talking about here? Let's check this out, chat. All right. So here we are, right, in the game. Now, one of the things that I was struggling with was getting... What we had been working on was getting mobs to spawn in front of the player and face the player. Right? And I was really struggling with the Cartesian coordinate system that they use for this game. And trying to rearrange my brain and my line of thinking around it. You know, last night what I had to do to really figure this out... is I literally had to pull up a scientific calculator and do the math. I literally had to sit down. I had like a debug message that printed out some values when I did them. And then I had to do some math. And I'm like, why is this doing this? Like, why is it just adding 5 to my X or, you know, whatever it may be? So check this out. So spawns right in front of me, right? If I go east, spawns right in front of me, facing me. If I go south, spawns right in front of me, facing me. If I look kind of down or whatever, who knows? Actually, if I do this, let's see. Yeah, it still is right there in front of me. If I'm looking up, same kind of thing. Over to the west. In first person. It just works, man. It just works. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. That works really well. So, I have fixed that problem. What's up, Steel? So, just showing everybody that last night I did some code offline. And I fixed the problem that I was having, which was we were trying to get mobs to spawn in front of the player and face the player. How about that? Right. Yeah. So that seems like that's working quite nicely. I think that definitely beats the old style of spawning where it literally just dropped it right on the player. You know? Now, one of the things that I've been struggling with, or that I think I'm going to struggle with here, is I would really like to be able to send that particular mob a message. They call it a message to make it aggro the player immediately. Because, like, I guess, actually, hold on. I'm in creative mode, so they can't even see me. So check this out. But see, that takes a second, doesn't it? Let's see here. From spawn, 1, 2, 3, and now, I mean, that's a time. That's a time, man, you know? So I don't know. I don't know how I like that. Granted, this is one of the only mobs that I think has one of those like crawling out of the ground animations too. If I did something like, what else is good? Let's do like skeleton, burnt, gunner. I don't even know if that's the ID. Yeah, there it is. Well, I guess he also crawls out of the ground, so that's not a very good example. Emberwolf? Let's try Emberwolf. Emberwolf. Also crawling out of the ground. I guess that's just the way it is, eh? Huh. Did chickens do that? Hold on. Chickens don't climb out of the ground, do they? Is it just the bad dudes that do this? Chicken. I don't know. But I do know this. It would be nice if, you know, I could test or figure out how to make them aggro a player right away. Try the undead cow. Good call. Is it undead cow or is it cow undead? It's cow undead. I mean, I'm like right there. That took, I mean, this is local too, so there's no like server lag. I mean, that's a minute for it to realize that it needs to target a player, you know? I want that to be fast, man. I want that to be, because what I don't want is for it to spawn right in front of the player, and before the mob is even like attacking you, people are just like slash, it's dead. Because that's lame as fuck. Let's be real. That's very lame. Nobody wants to drop 200 biddies on that. You know what I mean? It's gotta be worth the value. Again, I really feel like it's gotta be worthwhile, you know, worthwhile value. So yeah, that's definitely a thing. The other thing is, I've been trying to solve for an issue where, what if you try to spawn something and at the location where you're trying to spawn, there is a block? Like, for example, if let's say I'm in a tunnel. Here, let's do this. Let's do this logically. Let's say I'm in a very standard mining game scenario where I'm underground and I have built myself a little tunnel, right? And I'm here. And then somebody tries to spawn something on me. Like that. It's not up there. It literally just fell through the earth. So that's not good. That's really not good. So there's a couple of ways to do this, and I was talking with Voided about how best to approach this. I think what I want to do, so they have so the way the game calculates its rain, so what it does is it literally will look at a column of dirt. And it just literally looks at the whole column, and it starts at the bottom and it goes, is this air? No. Go up. Is this air? No. Go up. And it goes all the way through the column until finally it reaches air. Okay. Once it reaches air, then it's like, oh, okay. This is probably this is where we can apply the rain particle. Like if this is air here, this is the grass block below it or whatever block below it. Apply the rain decal to the top of the block below. And that's literally how rain is done in the game. It's pretty crazy. And that's like per column. So it's like literally iterating through a ton of blocks per column to figure out where the rain needs to go. It's pretty nuts. Actually, I wonder if I do like weather rain, is that a thing? Weather set rain / weather set rain zone 1 _ rain. Okay, zone 1 _ rain. Okay. So you can see it's raining, and see these right here? It literally does that to figure out where to put those little decals. That's what it does. So that seems pretty nuts. If you can get it to target immediately, can you give it a spawn shield of some sort? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe there would be a way to make them like invulnerable for like a minute or like, you know, like a second or two. Hey guys, AFK for just a second. I'll be right back, okay? BRB.
So you've decided to stick around while I went AFK. Brave and appreciated. Your time and attention are the gifts I cherish the most. While I'm away fulfilling those pesky basic human needs, let me take this opportunity to educate you about the Cardinal Zen stream. While you watch this stream on Twitch, every 5 minutes you are receiving card cash and raffle tokens. Card cash is used on Twitch to redeem sound effects, visual memes that take over the screen, and custom game interactions. Card cash never resets. Raffle tokens are used on Twitch to buy raffle tickets for raffled items. Every Friday, I raffle off at least 3 $10 Steam gift cards during the stream. At the end of Friday's stream, these tokens are reset to 0, so everyone has a good chance to win, even our new friends. For those looking to get as many chances to win as possible, be sure to show up at least a few minutes before the start of a stream and stick around through the stream credits for a nice fat raffle token bonus. If you ever want to check your virtual wallet, you can always check your balances using !BAL on Twitch to see how many card cash and raffle tokens you're currently holding. Yes, holding. It's especially important to do this when you have a lot of card cash or raffle tokens so that everyone knows just how amazing you are and how much more they would have to hoard to be equally as awesome as you. Now, you may have noticed, but this is a highly interactive stream where chat is allowed to murder me influence my games directly. We refer to this type of interactivity as Twitch integration, and it comes in a number of different flavors. I use cookie-cutter solutions like crowd control or chaos tricks, but also have custom-coded card commands for many games I play, including Conan Exiles, Minecraft, and Starfield. Crowd control and chaos tricks require Twitch bits and can be used to spawn monsters, give items, or set me on fire 13 times in a row until I want to cry blood into a pile of my own human ashes. Neat! Likewise, custom-coded card commands for games like Conan Exiles, Minecraft, and Starfield can also be triggered using bits in the Lumia panel, but can also be triggered using chat commands, assuming you have enough card tokens to trigger them. Lastly, card controls affect my screen and impact any game I play, but they also require card tokens to activate. Yes, that's right, there's a third point system on my channel, card tokens, and as a token of my appreciation for your continued attention, I'm now going to tell you how you can save big. So let's say you want to spawn that big nasty golem on me. Let's be honest, I probably deserve it, and you're about to cheer 500 bits through the Lumia panel to spawn the monster that will undoubtedly crush me into priest dust. Typically, those 500 bits would cost $7. So that's like a markup of 40%. Instead, by donating $5 at coffee.com/cardinalzen and entering only your Twitch username in the message, not username, field, the bot here will give you 500 card tokens. With card tokens now in hand, you can simply type a chat command to spawn that creature, just like you would with bits through the Lumia panel, only this time you aren't paying 40% more like a big chump. So cut out the middleman. Take your savings a step further and become a Cherubim or Seraphim Coffee member to receive 10% or 20% more card tokens respectively. At the Seraphim membership level, you've essentially turned $7 for 500 bits into $5 for 600 card tokens. So instead of paying 40% extra, you're now receiving 20% extra. It's a great value. And for those who do back the stream on Coffee, I thank you. It is your contributions that allow me to code fun things for you all. Seriously though, you have my gratitude. If you have any questions about this stuff, be sure to ask. The community is really awesome and will definitely light your path. Sometimes by setting you on fire directly. Convenient. Since I'm not back yet, please continue to enjoy this lovely music. Sit tight and I'll return shortly. Thank you so much. Hey, sorry for the delay, everybody. Thanks so much for your patience. Astro just walked through the door, so I was just giving him a household update. Hello. All right, so I don't know what we want to do today, chat. What do we want? Well, I guess one of the things that I think would be useful is to learn how to access the world block system so that I can try to determine whether or not the space I want to spawn the target at is viable. Like if it's in the middle of a wall, I don't want to spawn them there. You know what I mean? And I guess the best way to do it would be just, you know, you're just sitting here and like obviously 5 blocks in front of this, in front of me right now will be in the middle of the wall. And so if it spawns there, it's just going to bubble up. The idea would be that it would bubble up until it finds an air pocket or an air block where it can spawn, which would be up here. And while that is not super ideal, it is certainly better than losing the spawn to it falling through the mesh. Yeah, I think we agree on that. The only thing that will suck is like if you're in a tunnel, let's say you're down here, right? And you got somebody spawns something right here. It's literally gonna spawn it like here. And you know what I mean? Like up above where there's an air pocket. And you can't like break a block and create an air pocket because people will abuse that and use it to destroy chests and stuff. Right? Huh. I'm just not sure, chat. How I want to do this. All right, well, I guess the first thing is let's try to find out how the hell we access the block system. Let's see here. I've not done any of that. I've only done stuff with like the spawning system, right?
Let's see here. How to check blocks. Okay, apparently there's a set filter air block. Again, I'm getting a lot of my information from the modding community because they're pretty epic. So this is kind of interesting. There is a set air filter. No, filter underscore air underscore block. Interesting. Interesting. How in the hell do you check blocks? Pick me, man. Sorry, chat. I know this is not ideal because you're just looking at my game screen here as it idles, but I'm reading. I'm trying to find this information because I really don't know how to do this. So somebody out there has done something with it before, clearly. Huh. I mean, I Spy exists, so there's I mean, you're already getting it. Hold on a second. Like right here, whatever I'm looking at with the raycast from the first person is clearly getting the data. In the upper left-hand corner, you see the target value, and it even tells you the coordinates of what you're looking at too. So how the hell do we get that? And I don't necessarily want the coordinates of what I'm looking at either. Okay, maybe not that one. Let's see. Here we go. How would I check if the block next to another is a chest? This looks like something we might be able to use. I don't have a real answer, but the only block I can think that checks what's nearby are the egg sacs. What? Excuse me? Yeah, maybe not that. Okay. I think I got a guide here that might be able to help me. No. No, let's see. This is about creating a block. Teleporting the player. Is there like a check that occurs? I guess it doesn't check the blocks. Like, you'd think that with a teleport that it would probably, that it would try to like check that it's actually like a block that you can like stand on, but it doesn't. By the way, guys, thank you for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you. Hopefully you're having a great afternoon. All right, hold on. Let's try like access block data, maybe. Try this again. Check block. Okay, this is pretty nuts, man. This might be a thing. Let's try something. Just take a look at this. Okay, What's up, Sean? How you doing? Checking the block data. Okay. Get target block, huh? Get target block. Wait, do we have a world reference already? I feel like we do. Okay. What is this problem here? Rename reference, huh? Okay, hold on. Hey, Zin, you look a little tired, but locked in. Dude, I've been working a lot of hours on crazy stuff. Yeah, so check this out, man. I'll show you what I've been working on. Look at this. What up, Zane, by the way? So here's my hightail game, right? Here, I'll come out of admin mode. So basically, I've been working on spawning a creature directly in front of the player, but also making sure that the creature is facing the player, no matter which way they're facing. So let's see here. Hold on a second. Wait, why? Did that fail? Hold on. How did that fail? Hold on. Hold on. This is weird, bro. Okay, hold on. Let me comment this shit out. It's so complicated. I came to watch a master at work. You give me 1 second here. I just gotta rebuild this this code real fast. I don't know what happened there. That was very strange. Hold on. Right, that looks good. No changes there. Start doing stuff down there with the world. That's fine. All right, cool. Save, compile, and rerun. Okay. So yeah, this will take about 15 seconds and then we'll be off to the races here, man. So yeah, I've been working on this for a little bit now and it's just been like kind of problematic. It just hasn't really wanted to do what I wanted it to do. And it's taken a while to get it to where it does what I want it to do. I stayed up pretty late last night getting it to work. It's like anything that you see in a game, man, everything takes like such a long time. You know? Yeah, the game is still only half baked anyway, right? I mean, very much so. I mean, there's not a ton of content, but I think for early access, it's a respectable amount of content. And they are really cooking. Like, they're really cooking. They're putting out weekly updates on pre-release branch that people can check out. And then every 4 to 6 weeks, they're going to do a main update. So, they, like this week, they added fire that spreads. So like if you catch a tree on fire, it can spread to grass and then spread across the countryside. Yeah, for early access, it has a surprising amount of content. It really does. Yeah, there's a lot of POIs, a lot of POIs. Yeah, it's pretty good actually. All right, we're good. Let's reconnect. You took a small game design course and it was wild. Yeah, it really makes you understand and respect how long it takes to do anything, right? So, wait, hold on. Bro. Chat, what did we do? Models, model, blocky model. Hold on. This is crazy. There it is. Maybe I had the wrong thing. All right, so there's chicken, right? Chicken. Chicken. He's kind of in the block there. Chicken. 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 So it will face me, you know, when I spawn it. Let's just do another one here. I've got like crawler void. That's another one. Here we go. It spawns up, right? Now, I got two other things that I want to work on here with this. And that is one, I'm going to drop out of creative so you can see this problem here. And this is how it goes. All right, so now in regular mortal mode. And if somebody spawns something on me, I mean, that's like 4 seconds. That's a long time, man. That's a long time. And quite honestly, if somebody did that to me, I'd just do this. And I'd probably kill it before it even got a chance to hit me. And so, yeah, it's not so good. So what I'm hoping is that I can reduce the aggro time, that I can make it aggro right away. You know what I mean? So that way he's not just, you know, I just don't walk up and slice his ass before he can do anything. Can you skip the spawn animation? No, that's built in. So with the method that I'm using for spawning currently, no, I cannot skip it. There may be another way eventually, and I may end up using that way anyways, because that's how I would make like hype train bosses and stuff like that with a lot of health amount, you know, like a very high health amount and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's great, right? It's fun, but there is a problem. Let's say I'm in a tunnel. And I'm right here and somebody tries to do this. Well, it certainly spawned it. And there he is in there. And now he's fallen through the mesh because he was clipping through the mesh. And so what I'm trying to implement is a way to check blocks to see if there is a space for the monster to spawn. And if there is, then to spawn it there. And if there is not, to continue going up the column until you find a little air pocket. So yeah, it may not be ideal to be like, you know, down here and somebody spawns something, right? And it spawns like up there on the ground. Like it would spawn here-ish, right? But that is certainly a hell of a lot better than somebody spawning something and it just falls through the ground. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what I'm trying to do now is get some world data, which I've never done before. I've never accessed the world data in the modding framework before. So I'm trying to get like the block data to figure out what's what. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. That's what I'm currently working on. Trying to get that sorted out. And so here we are in our code trying to do it. So you can see here checking the block data. This is my little comment here, trying to figure out how this works. It looks like we can use the world. We already have the world. So it's just like world.
Remove redundant assignment, huh? Redundant assignment. Why is it redundant? Add a parameter of world chunk from that. I don't know about that. So we already have the world data. It comes across with this execute. Where the hell is it? Right here. This execute method, it includes entity store reference, another entity store reference, the player reference, the world, and another entity store reference. Kind of crazy. So can I just do like world? World.getBlock. I mean, if that works, that'd be great. Hold on. Rename reference. Introduce local variable. Sure. Okay, so we're gonna call this block at spawn location. So we're gonna do world.getBlock. And we'll do, where is it? What does this expect? Let's do this one. It wants an int. Oh man, it wants an int. I hate it because all of our data's in floats. So ints are just whole numbers, right? Integers. Floats are like an integer with a decimal. So I gotta convert that to like a... Yeah, I don't know how I want to do that. And you have to do like rounding and stuff like that. I wonder if there's a way to get it like with the float. Let's see. Vector 3i, vector 3i, ints, long 20. Get block type. That's really what we're looking for. Vector 3i. Is there a way to cast the vector 3f as a vector 3i? Probably not. All right, so we'll do this. Let's do convert player location or player chords from float to int, rounding down. So p position int, I want int, p position int equals p position. How do we round this down? Maybe it's floor, right? It's floor. That's what we want. Oh no, not a double though. Hold on. Floor. Could we use... Yeah. Will this work? I don't know if this will work. Cast expression to int. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. P position X int. There we go. Now we Y and Z. Let's fix what's broken. What's up, Knacknud? How you doing? I made some good progress last night offline. Okay. So we got the X, Y, and Z of the player now. Block at spawn location, get block, and we're gonna do P position X, P position Y, P position Z. These are all ints, right? And they're all floored, meaning they're rounded down. So if you get like 25.15369876767, then you're fine. It'll just round it down. Insert. It's already there, buddy. All right, so we're good. What I want to do is I just want to read a message. So debug, and we'll say debug block at P position X int plus P position Y int plus P position Z int is and then block at spawn location. Block at spawn location. I don't know what it's going to return. I have no idea what this will return. Get block. Let's see here. Hold on. Get block. What's it return? Get block component holder. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I don't even know if it will be able to cast it to string. It's not a string type, so I have no idea what it's going to do. I have no idea what this is going to do. I'm too old for the 6-7 jokes. I know. I'm too old for too many jokes. All right, so the block at P position X, P position Y, P position Z is block at spawn location. This is what it should do. I don't know if any of this is gonna work. I don't even know if it will compile. But let's find out. Let's find out. This is very sketchy. This is expecting a double. Okay, it's accepting a float. This wants a double. We're casting it as an int. I don't know what the hell that's gonna do. Build failed. Okay, that's fair enough. So what's wrong here? Oh, there was a semicolon expected at the end. Is that it? Wait. Line 167. There was a semicolon expected. Okay, this plus this plus this plus this plus. Oh, there we go. Plus. Yeah, okay. Save. Try again. Survey says.
Build successful is what it says. All right, well, let's go check this out then. All right. Let's see. All right, so this says soil grass full. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should be like soil grass full, right? The block at negative 61 122 81 is 0. 0 is the integer for air. That's good. Now hold on. Let's get in here. We should get a different value if we do this like in a tunnel. Let's try it down here. Is 0. Okay, that's not so good. If it's only just giving us 0, 0, 0 over and over and over again. It's 0. It's 0. It's 0. You guessed it. It's 0. Why does that only return 0? I am so confused. Hold on. Let's see. So block chunk. Do I have block chunk data? Hold on. Now let's go back. I'm doing this through world, and maybe I do have to do it through block chunks. Let's try. Okay, so hold on a second here. If I do like int block chunk equals block chunk. Is there a chunk thing? Chunk? World.getChunk. What does this want? Hold on. Get chunk store dot get chunk reference. Yeah, I don't know, man. Modding, data assets, blocks, overview.
Block properties. Okay, hold on. Creating blocks and block behaviors. What are blocks? That's amazing. Let's see. Am I spawning on Z+1? If so, won't it always be 0? Well, most of the time. Well, that's what I did. So I went down in the hole, right? Underground, so that it will be all solid blocks in front of me. So it goes out 5 blocks and then picks one above the grounded or the floored Z, right? So it should be right there. And what's happening is I'm getting 0. And so that can't be right. You know what I mean? So it's just like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 everywhere, no matter where I'm using it. So it just seems like it's not giving me what I want it to give me. So yeah, I don't know. Crazy, man. Have I tried on a hill? I tried just about everywhere. I tried on a hill, I tried underground, I tried on a flat land. All 0 everywhere. Yeah, I've been in a tunnel, like right up against Earth, where there's just solid Earth in front of me as far as the eye can see, basically. And still 0. So it's like, it's not giving me what I need. It's clearly not the right method for what I'm looking to do. There's got to be a way to get like a component of, I don't know. Hold on. There's gotta be a way. This is crazy. Creating custom blocks. No. I want to programmatically check a block. Right, you're wondering if it's spawning on the first available block 5 away from me. No, it's not. It's not doing that because that's what I'm looking to implement. So right now, if I spawn something, it will spawn inside the mesh and fall through the world. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to determine where that space is where I'm trying to spawn, if that is an error block, meaning it's free. And if it is, then spawn it. But if it isn't, then basically I'm just going to go up the column until I find a space and then spawn it there. So at least it will spawn. That is the idea. Eventually, what I'd really like to do is do like nearest neighbor algorithm where it kind of like spirals up. So it's like, here's your target block. Or I should say, if you're looking at it top down, here's your target block, right? This is a one slice of blocks. So like, here's a world. Here's a layer. Now we're looking at it top down. Here's your layer of blocks, right? If this is where we're going to spawn it and it's solid, what it will do is it will do like a nearest neighbor thing where it's like, is this okay? 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 And it spirals out until the spirals get bigger and bigger and bigger. And once it hits a certain like maximum like range, like 5 from where it wanted to spawn, then it goes up a layer and it returns to the center and it spirals out, goes back to the center, goes up another layer, spirals out. And so that way, you know, you're finding like the nearest open space near where the target should have spawned. Right? That's the idea, at least. And yeah, you know, there are other problems too. Like an octagon of blocks is the first available. Yeah, like for example, hold on. We'll bring up paint here. I'll show you. So like, if this is our, like our 3D space, okay, let's say this is a wall that we're looking at, right? Here's me, the dude, okay? Our eyeballs are looking like this, okay? And 5 blocks out, this is a wall, okay, of blocks. All right. That's gonna be a little tricky. Now this also goes this way, right? So straight lines, really hard. Okay, so the idea is basically that this is where the thing should spawn, right? This block in this row. If it can't find a space there, okay, it checks here. And then it checks behind it in this row. There, back behind it. And then it checks behind this one. And then back behind this one. And then it comes back to this front one. And then it comes in front here, out here, here. And then it goes out here. And then it goes back. This one, this one, this one. And then goes back through that row all the way across. Comes out through here. And so slowly it's spiraling outward like a top-down view. It checks this block, then this block, here, 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 etc., etc. It's going through the grid of blocks in this spiral outward from the initial spawn point or intended spawn point right here. And say, like, let's say it went through this entire spiral like this. Okay. And it didn't find anything. There's no air blocks in all those blocks. Then what it does is it's gonna come up one Y level. So that's like if you're looking at the vertical slices of the world. Like here's you standing on the top of the world. Okay, and this is like all the dirt below you. So if it was spawning, it was trying to spawn here and it can't find anything here, then it moves up to the next layer. Can't find anything here, moves up to the next layer. Can't find anything here, moves up to the next layer. In this scenario, though, your guy would be like, if it's trying to spawn down there, your guy would be like here looking at this, right? Like this. So it'd like try to spawn all here in this pattern. It can't, it goes up a Y level. It can't, it goes up a Y level. It finally finds a spot right here where there's some air and it spawns it. So it's in there. It has spawned. The only thing that I'm concerned about is I almost feel like there's 2 things that need to be met with this, and then it would be totally amazing and good. That right there, great. 2 caveats. 1, is there enough space given the size of the mob?
So if it's a small mob, yeah, sure, one block of air is probably fine. But what if it's like a skeleton that takes 2? Or what if it's like the void, what do they call it? Spawn? The void spawn. That's the dude with the big sword. He's kind of tall. He might be like 3 spaces tall. And maybe even 2 spaces wide. So you got to check for that too. So that's like number 1. Number 2, is there a path to the player? Like if I'm underground, like again, top down, let's say I'm in a castle, right? I'm in this room and there's another room behind it, and top down, this is me, and I happen to be looking in this direction and somebody spawns something. Well, it does this thing where it does the spiral check. Like, let's say this is the target, right? The target block. It does the spiral check. Oh, look, the first block, it can spawn here. So here's my mob. It has now spawned inside this room. I'm not even in there. I'm not even in there. That's lame. That's just lame as you know? So that's not good either, in my opinion. So what I would want to check is that can the player ray trace from the player's eyesight to where the mob has found this spot? If it can, then this is satisfied that there is a path to the player somehow. Or more than likely there is. At least we would see it spawn, right? And then we need to make sure that there's enough size for the mob. Isn't there a get entity size yet? I mean, maybe. I don't know. There is a scale factor. Imagine if I just scale everything down to so all the mobs are under a block high. Lazy man's method. Looks janky as hell. Don't care. It works. They're the same mobs. They're just tiny. It's cool. Don't worry about it. No, because that would it would scale down their attack size and all that stuff and their speed. So yeah, but right now the thing is that I'm having trouble with is how do I get this? How do I get this block stuff? I need to grab this and then be able to determine what's in each space, right? Before we do our, like, I don't know what the hell this is. Some Fibonacci sequence bullshit over here or something. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. We're talking about spawning stuff, Gregory, and what the best practices are for spawning things. Right? So that's what we're working on right now. And yeah. Oh, you guys couldn't even see this part. This is what I was talking about down here. Is there enough space given the size of the mob? Is there a path to the player? And this is the example that I was using, the little castle. So like if you're in one room and it spawns in another room and you can't even see it and it can't get to you to aggro you, does that even count? If a tree falls in the forest and no one is there to see it, did it happen? You know? That's really where we're at with this. So let's see about trying to get the, like, how do you get block data? Like, I just don't, I'm so confused. Get block data at player position. At player. Get block data at. Get block data. I'm just searching. Oh, it's because I've made a typo. Get block data at. Nope. You can get the block data in that function. In that function. What is that function? I have the block type info set up as component chunk store. When I give the spawner item, I need to set the custom block component.
Git block properties. Git block. No idea. So we need a reference to the chunk store. Wouldn't the mobs have to have this info as part of their base profile? When you say this info, what do you mean by this info? The area that they encompass? Well, they certainly know what their size is, but they may not know how many blocks that is. You know what I mean? Like, they clearly know that they're going to be so many pixels by so many pixels, or, you know, so much volume by so much volume. But they don't know how many blocks that is. You know, there's like no complete square or cube bounding box around them. It's very tight around them. You know? So, I don't know. You should look at the source. I'm currently getting a block from the world based on block type. And block type stores a bunch of block data. The block type class. All right, let's search for that. Block type. Empty is the air block type. Okay, sure. The hitbox of half blocks and complete blocks should be part of block data, though, right? Hitbox of half blocks? You mean in terms of like slabs versus like a regular cube? Like slabs and cubes know that they're that big, sure. But like, for example, like if this is what I'm trying to say is like a monster doesn't know like this, Gregory. Come on now, do the thing. You can do it. I believe in you. No, not gonna show it. All right, here we go. This is weird. All right, so let's see here. So if you have like a block obviously knows that, or cube, it obviously knows that this is its bounding box, right? You stand on it, you push up against it, you jump up and hit your head. It's got a bounding box that's very tight around it. Likewise, slab has the same thing, right? It knows that it is half of a block, essentially, right? It knows. But this thing over here that's shaped like a little crawler guy, right? He doesn't know that he takes up a whole block
or, you know, 3 blocks tall, or like the void crawler guy, or the void guy with like the big ass buster sword thingamabobber. Like, we don't know how many blocks tall he is, right? He doesn't know how tall he is either. All he knows is that his bounding box, which is very tight around his mesh, when that runs into a cube, he can't go through it. That's all he knows. The hitboxes of ladders mimic half blocks, just rotated. Complicated hitboxes aren't really implemented right now, I believe. Well, for cubes, no. For cubes, no. But for mobs, yeah. Like, they have a mesh, right? They have some sort of collider. Now, keep in mind, it may not be right up against this thing, right? It might have like a cylindrical collider. A lot of games do this kind of a thing, where it's just a cylinder around the mob, and yeah, maybe some of its mesh goes through a block. Who cares? You know what I mean? But they try to keep it simple, because when you're trying to do like the physics of this, if a game knows block size, it knows its scale. It knows its scale. The mob knows its own scale, so it spawns in at like 1, like the statue last night. So the statue last night, that has a property on it, a bounding box. And the bounding box is determined beforehand. Right? Like, if I was going to spawn in a statue somewhere in the game world, yeah, I could do that based on its bounding box. I could say, okay, do we have a area that is 3 wide by 2 deep to put in a, you know, stag or whatever the hell that thing was, the moose that we were going to do, right? So the game gives you the block size. Does the game not provide info on mob size? No. No, it just is a scale, mob scale. There's no size. Like, what would the size be? 0.78 cubes? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, what would that be? That's what I'm saying. This is what makes this a little bit complicated, is because you'd probably have to go through and manually assign some sort of property to it. Or just know that you need this much, so that if it's this type, we're looking for this many spaces. If it's this type, we're looking for this many spaces. If it's this other type, we're looking for a few, you know, just 1 space, etc., etc. Again, that's like way further down the road, though. I'm not too worried about that. Right now, why wouldn't a mob have a bounding size for spawn? I mean, they have bounding. They definitely have like a bounding like collider. So like they can't run into like a cube or whatever. But like I've shown you, they clearly don't care, because I can spawn them in the mesh. And then they just fall through the world. I don't think so, Gregory. I don't think so. That's not something that I'm accustomed to seeing with any assets, where it like measures out the mobs and like how many meters tall it is for you and gives you that programmatically. Maybe if you look inside like an asset builder, you can determine it, but programmatically, I don't think the game is ever going to need to know that information. It only cares about this, the collider. Whatever happens with the model, they don't care. They only care about this. Right? The game itself spawns mobs in the mesh too, not just you. That's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, they're so the way the game spawns work is like this. So let me get rid of this. So basically, top down, if this is like a plains area, okay, if this is like a plains area, there's like an invisible entity right here, and this is like a beacon, and maybe in this entire area, this like radius around it, and it may be a square, it may be a circle, I'm not sure. I didn't want to put a circle because I didn't want it to look like a green. Okay, but if this is the area, it just spawns right around it randomly. And the funny thing is,
there's like, for example, I'll show you right now. Actually, no, I won't. But basically what it does, like, there's an NPC clean method that gets rid of all the NPCs near the player. As soon as you do that, almost instantaneously, the spawn beacons repopulate the area with NPCs. So like basic animals and stuff. Like it happens almost instantaneously. It's crazy. Yeah, but again, I'm not too worried about the size yet. We got to be able to get the block data first. Baby steps. Baby steps. It may be in the properties, like in the JSON, like the mob JSON properties. I don't know. But right now, I'm trying to find the block data. If I can't get block data, that's not even a concern for us at this point. So, again, looking all over the place and trying to find some information here. I don't freaking know, man. So empty is the air block type. Get block type. Yes, thank you. Thank you, VVK. Whoever you are, thank you very much. Okay. So, hold on. So there's block type. Let's import this class. Okay, remove unnecessary semicolon. Eh? Hold on. Get block type. Yes, this. And then it's going to be E position X int, E position Y int, E position Z int. Semicolon. Hit the block type at the spawn location. The block type at blah 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 is block type. Yes, baby, let's go. All right, here. Let's fire it up. Let me see. Let me get back to the chat here. Sorry, guys. So Gregory said, so maybe just have a general size assigned to the mobs you want to spawn. Small, medium, large, XL, etc. And for each category size, you give them one additional Y level higher than the player. Then give the mob extra space when you spawn it in based on the size. Yeah, exactly. I guess you're confused, though, because you thought certain entities couldn't stand on a 1x1, so it has to reference the entity size somewhere for the physics of the game that would help prevent spawning the mobs in the mesh. Anything, you think anything in the game could stand on a 1x1, Duncan? Sometimes they're not able to do so based on another block pushing on their hitbox that interferes with it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It depends on how big it is. I mean, I really don't know. I guess we'll see. All right, I'm gonna dig down. All right, this is gonna try to spawn something 5 blocks out. When it does, it should give a printout in the chat of what kind of block type it is. Hot damn, that's a lot of info. The block type at this is block type ID equals empty. Does it equal empty? I thought empty was air. Is there literally air in here? Look, it wasn't. It was not air. That was definitely not air. Block type is ID empty, group air. So is it just that, like, these aren't even... Is it possible that they don't even generate the blocks until you actually break them? That'd be crazy if that's the case. Draw type empty. Well, now at least we're getting some information back. And again, this is at, let's see here, hold on. So it says this is at, we're looking south. So this is at -63x, -115y, that's our height. So it's 1 below us, actually, where we're standing. And 74. Interesting. Hold on. Let's do this again real quick. Let's go to TP 0 125 0. Okay. We do a spawn. Of course, it's in water, right? Let's just go down into this. Okay, so we're at -1 106 -1. Block type ID equals empty. Very interesting. So we're looking at -1 106 -1. Fill the empty space with blocks that you place so you know what blocks are there and that they've been spawned in. Sure. Yeah, we'll check that in a second. I just want to make sure I'm looking at the right block. So we're at -1 -1 106 107 106 -1 -1 from -2. So okay, yes, that's 1 block north of us. So it almost looks like it's hold on. Go right up against that. What happens? -1 106 -1. That's really not where we're targeting though. Right, we should be targeting 5 blocks out. Hold on. We're gonna add more to our debug. Yeah, it may be. It may be. Kitty kitty. And you know what? I'm just an idiot, I think. Hold on. We want spawn position X, not player position X. I'm dumb. Hold on. See right here? This is a problem. Where is it? Spawn position X, spawn position Z, right? But down here, when we're doing all these conversions, it's wrong. Let's change this to refactor, rename. It's spawn position X int. Right? Same here. Refactor, rename, spawn position Y int. And lastly, refactor to spawn position Z. Okay, and then over here we want spawn position X. Actually, it's just for this one, it's player key position dot Y. That is correct for this one because we're spawning at the height of the player, right? And then down here, it's spawn position Z. Okay. Okay, that should do the thing now. All right, let's try it again. Is it giving you the info of the block because that block is one higher than your Y level since it's calculated from where your feet are? Yeah. Yeah, it was a mistake in the code. I'm using the player's position instead of the actual target position, which is dumb. There we go. Figured it out though. That's right. Yeah, that's the important part. Debug, man. It's all about the debug. All right. Now we're getting some data. Rock, stone. Rock and stone, brother. And this is -1, 4, which makes sense because we should be at -1Z. Right? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. Oh, because it's rounded down. Hold on, let's see that again. -1, 106, 4. It's kind of interesting because it's one lower than what we're currently looking at. Is my block included in the 5? No, I think this has to do with the rounding function because we're flooring it, which is, it brings it down to, so like right now I'm in 0, right? Although if we add 5 and then we floor that amount, it should still be over 5. Let me go out one block. Maybe there's some weird 0 shit happening. Okay, so we're at -1. Yes. 106. So we're 1 lower. And then 5. We're at so we're at 1 and it's going to 5. So I'm wondering how it says that we are at 1. Hold on, let's get more detailed information than this little thing. Yeah, so it says, so even though it says that we are at you know, it said that we were at -1 right up here. It said -1 and it matched here. Over here you can actually, it's 0.563. Right? And likewise over here for the position it's 0.675. So I assume that instead of this being 1, it's flooring that to 0 and then it's going up 5, and that's why we're getting 5. So it's actually flooring our player's world position as well when it gives us this. And I don't know if that's really the play here. No, the rounding won't change because I'm not using rounding. I'm using flooring, which automatically rounds it to the bottom. Rounds down every time, no matter you're at 0.99 or 0.01. That's what a floor is in code. So yeah, it might be just a function of this because like it says here, you can't see it because it's underneath my panel. Let me move my panel. But can you see where it says position in the world? It's very small. I'm sorry, chat. I know. This here, it says -0.563. So if we floor that amount and round down, that's going to floor it to -1, right? And what do we get? -1. Actually, that's the old one. -1 right here, right? Likewise, if 0.675 is floored, we get a 0. We add 5 because that's the distance for the line to spawn the thing at. And then add 5. And boom. 5. But in the display, like right here, it says -0.563. This says 0.675. But if I were to, hold on. If I close this and I just bring this up, see it says -1 and then it says 1. It's not really 1, it's rounding to the nearest. I'm at like I'm at 0.675. That's not 1. I'm still more within the 0 block space. You know what I mean? It just is giving the 1 because that's what it rounds to. Right? As a matter of fact, you can see where it says feet. Oh, actually, that's the target. My bad. So if you actually, that's the target block coordinates. The one that's right in front of me. The one that I'm looking at. That's the cyan up in the corner. The green is our actual position. -0.56, 106, 0.68. Now, that last number, because I'm facing south, that last number, we're going to add 5 to that, right? I guess in this case, it's going out 5 from us, right? In the southerly direction. So that should really be like a -5, right? But I think it ends up being 4 because we're adding 5 to the 0.68. And again, this is -5 because we're going south. So we get -4.68, which is then rounded, floored to the integer below that number. And we get -4. Which I think is what happens. I just ran it again. Let's just see. So see here, it says 5 still. Probably because it's rounding to that number. And again, that's positive 5. Why is it positive 5? Is north actually negative? Hold on a second. I'm confused now. Bro. North is negative. This is why I had so many problems. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Hold on. Oh, it is! Oh my God, dude. Oh, I hate everything about these Cartesian coordinates, the way they've got them set up. I hate it. I just really hate it. No wonder I was so confused last night. Okay, I even made a note. Look at this, dude. I got it working, but by the grace of God, seriously, look at this. I wrote this up here. You know, I calculate this thing. Z is north, south, Y is the world height. This works, but I do not get it. I use the NPC facing rotation for the sine and the cosine. And this is the exact opposite of the way the player is. And the reason that this works is because the north and the south are flipped. Holy okay. I'm putting an important note in here. Hold on. This is insane. What an insane thing. Okay. Important note. The rads here, NPC facing rotation, are the opposite of what you would expect. Because north is negative Z and south is positive Z on the Cartesian plane. Dude, that is insane. I hate it. I hate everything about that. All right. Got it. Didn't I ask you last night if you had the sine and the cosine reversed? So, no, I don't have sine and cosine reversed. And actually, sine and cosine, you can't just flip them. You can't just flip them. If you look that up, they're not reciprocal in that way. If, like, you have a function and you want to get the opposite, like on the opposite side of the Cartesian plane, you want like the negative of that number, you can't just swap sine with cosine. There's, I don't know what the fuck you call it, because I looked this up last night too. Well, you know that, right? So that's what I'm saying. I didn't have them switched. If you switch those, it doesn't matter. What I did have messed up was the rads. The rads that were being passed. I was assuming that north was positive and that south was negative. And so initially what I was passing in here was the player's rotation, right? Because I'm assuming like, oh, it's the player's rotation because you're facing out from that and you're going to spawn it out. But this actually wanted the exact opposite of that. It wanted the NPC's rads. And that's the only way I got it to work. And literally, I just tried that on a whim. And I was like, dude, I don't, you know, this is, I shouldn't say on a whim, because you know what I did is I actually pulled out a scientific calculator and I literally did these equations until using a debug. using a debug and the equations until I made it started to make sense to me. I'm like, okay, why is it giving me x plus 5 like every single time? This is so weird. Like, what is wrong here? And trying to like try different options and do the math for them to make them make sense. Like, I literally pulled out a paint and drew a little Cartesian plane and set a coordinate at like player origin at 2, 3, and then like worked my math off of that. Right? Exactly, the right angle spawning issue. Dude, that's exactly why it was always spawning to the right of me. Right? Yeah, so I finally got it working. So it's yeah. So it's there. It was all because of this. It's the rads. The friggin' rads, man. So yeah, that was quite an adventure, but I did get that working. So now the question is, we get the block type. Can I get like better gets? What do we call this? Block entity? Get block entity? Get block type. Get block ID. Oh, ID. That's what I want. The ID. Right? Why is this a problem? Wrap using block type from string. Oh, okay, sure. This is gonna make it happy. Okay. A lot of time I'm just like, I don't fucking know why we're doing this. The IDE says I have to. All right, cool. It just wants me to turn, like, wrap this in a string. So we're getting the ID, but we're pulling out the string, I guess, is what it's doing. Do I know what that's about? Not really. All right, let's save this. We're gonna recompile. Dude, I'll tell you, the IDE has been my, like, lifeline. Because I don't know Java that well. And it's been, like, holding my hand hardcore. I'm very thankful for it. Now I know why it's like, do you understand? Like, I've been programming everything that I've programmed in, like, Notepad++, dude. I've been programming stuff in, like, literally an environmentless environment. And so me being in this is like some sort of, like, high-tech wizardry. I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. It does everything for you. All right. So let's do this. Let's go over here. Let's pull up our F7 so we can see our location. Okay. Now we should... Hold on, let's just get rid of the little grass stuff here. We should get empty, I hope, as an ID. It, like, gave me everything. It literally is like a full JSON object. Huh. Weird. Why? I thought we changed that. Block type. Block type is equal to block type from string world get block type this dot get ID. Replace with objects dot require non-null. Will this do it? I mean, that's just like a safety thing. I don't think this is going to give us what we want. I wonder, could I just do like block type dot ID? Get ID? Will that work? Hold on. Let's get rid of all this. There's block type, right? And then down here, we just do a block type .id, .get ID. It says it returns a string. Well, let's try that. I don't know if it'll work. What's up, SG? How we doing, man? Happy Thursday, dude. One more day, and then you get a weekend. Everybody working all the weekend. Hopefully not you. Hopefully not you, man. Okay, we good to log in. Let's do it. I go live on Twitch at 6. That's right. That is correct. All right, let's see this. Will this work? I don't freaking know. Let's try it like up in the sky. Then we know it's air, right? There it is. The block type at -76, 146, 38 is empty. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, how about down here? Empty. What if I move a little bit closer? Soil grass full. There it is. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. We now know what we're looking at. See, that guy will just fall through the mesh or whatever. Okay. That's really good. But now the question is, how do we want to do this? How do we iterate through? How do we iterate through? So all last week and Monday, this week, you had to work nights. Then Tuesday, you had to switch back to days. You can't wait for 4 p.m. tomorrow. Dude, I bet. I bet. SG says, you killed Margit in Elden Ring. Dude, nice. Yeah, what's your build? I'm a big sword and board guy in that game. Or actually, preferably, I like one-handing like a halberd. I like the one-hand a halberd with a shield. That's my preferable or my preferred style in those games. Because they've got really good reach. And sometimes if you get like overwhelmed with a lot of little enemies, usually they have this like overhand, like swirly attack that does AoE damage, like point blank AoE. It's slow as hell. But if you get a bunch of those little bastards all around you, it can help. Vagabond. I'm not sure of like what the classes are. But like, what kind of weapons are you using? Like, do you use one-handed sword? It's like a warrior. Sure. Sword and board. Yeah, dude, that's also very fun. Yeah, that's usually how I start. And then I transition to using a pike when I get one. You hated when you used to have to switch shifts every week. That sucked. Dude, Duncan, that does suck. Doing nights and then doing days. And do they do this often? Do they change your schedule like that a lot? Because that's rough. Dude, I'm just happy. Yes. Beautiful. Look at it. Empty, 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 empty. We go down into the ground. Rockstone, rockstone. Rockstone, right? Oop, that's time. Rockstone, rockstone, rock and stone, brother. It's perfect. You'll use the bronze halberd you got from the first horse guy once you get your strength to 30. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. That's a great halberd. That's a great halberd. That guy's early game, that guy's pretty tough. The move that I always hated was when he does the shoulder check with the horse. That was my least favorite move that he had. It always caught me off guard. Do you know the one that I'm talking about, SG? It's like all of a sudden the horse just kind of like charges you with its shoulder. Very annoying move. I always found that I was late on that one. You typically work days, but this customer would allow you to work until after 4 p.m. Oh, got you. I learned you can just pivot around him on a dime and avoid most of his attacks. Yeah, see, for me, I always have really heavy armor, and I usually end up fat rolling. So I usually end up pretty slow, unfortunately. So for me, that strat probably wouldn't work for the build that I made. But for those that are lighter and like don't use that super duper heavy like turtle armor, yeah, I can see that. You just gotta, you know, you're just dexterous. You can move around. When you ran the cash office at a Walmart, you had to work 8 to 5, 3 days a week, and then 6 to 3 a.m. Oh, that's terrible. Gregory, that's terrible. No, thank you. Duncan said, oh, they wouldn't let you work past 4 p.m. Got you. Yeah, that's a tough one. It's like I said, when I was still working at my ITBA job and I was doing this and like trying to get this up off the ground. Basically, I was working from like 8:30 in the morning until 4:30 in the afternoon. And then I would sleep for like 3 hours until about 7:30. I would wake up, shower, eat, and get online for a 9 o'clock stream. And then I would stream from 9 until 1. And then I would log off. And then I would work on stream stuff until like 3:30 or 4 in the morning. Eat. And then sleep from like 4:30 in the morning until 8:15 in the morning. So I had like 2 periods of sleep every day. One was like 3 hours, one was like 4 hours. And literally, my body got used to it. And I was sleeping 2 times a day for 4 3 hours, 4 3 hours, 4 3 hours. And I did that for like a year and a half. It was not a good plan. It was not a good plan, chat. I do not recommend that. Look at that. Soil grass full, soil grass full, soil grass full. Empty. 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 Hell yes. Let's go. All right, now let's talk about math and iteration and marching through some of these blocks, shall we? Let's talk math and pull out the charts. Let's get rid of this one. This is the old one. All right, here we go. Yes, yes. Okay. So, we have our target block. From like a top-down perspective, let's say this is what it looks like, okay? Now imagine these are all beautiful and uniform, okay? It's gonna get a little weird down at the bottom there. All right, so this one right here is where we're targeting. Again, this is top down. This is one horizontal slice of the world that we're looking at from above. Okay, let me give you an example. I'll actually put it here in the world. You ready? And this right here is the target. Okay. I'm going to put it off to the side there so you can see this with this. Hold on. Okay. All right. So what we want to do is we want to try to spawn it here on the red. But if we can't, then we're going to need to go here, 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 here. And then probably here. I guess maybe we could do it like clockwise. It would probably make more sense if we do it clockwise. Let's go clockwise. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then up here we got 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on and so forth, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to use a for loop. We're going to use a for loop. Why not it move up one Y level first? That would negate a lot of the chances for overlaps. I mean, you're not wrong. There's some behavior that we can add in after, but I'm just talking about if we're gonna really scan a slice, this is how it's gonna happen, right? And so how does that really happen? How does that really happen? How are we gonna make this work? In a for loop, how are we gonna make this work? Because you gotta think, this is the thing. This block behind is gonna be totally different depending on which way you're facing. Right? So like if this is north, then this number here, remember, it goes minuses. So this would be -1 from this, -2 from this. But if that way is south, it's +1, +2, etc. So how do we account for that? Like, what do we do? And I'm not quite sure. More weird vector line math bullshit. I mean, maybe we just do the distance at 6, the distance at 7. You know, changing the distance. The mobs don't take fall damage unless it's even farther than what the player has to fall to take damage. You could drop mobs from Y+5 and they wouldn't take damage. Yes, but here's my concern, Gregory. If you were in a tunnel, if you were looking down a tunnel that is 2 blocks tall, and I'm here in this space, and it's spawning it into this cube in front of me, if this is a block, and this is a block because I'm making a tunnel, now it's going to check here, and then it's going to check here, and then it's going to check here, and oh, now here's it spawned on top of the world where we can't even see it. That's why I think it's better to check horizontally first. Because a lot of this game is spent in tunnels and caves. So if anything, I almost feel like these 2 blocks here would take priority. Like if we can't spawn it at the specified distance, well, let's spawn it a little closer then. If they're free. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't even know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Yeah, then what happens when you do it like at an angle? What if this is Not south. What if this is southeast? You know? At that point, it's more like this. You know, you're really, the player's looking like this. So yes, this is the target, but in front are actually, the ones in front are actually this one and this one. So let's take a look at the code real quick. Excuse me. Smaller a mob is better chance it'll have to spawn correctly in tunnels, less chance of overlap. Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. Makes perfect sense to me. So this right here, spawn position X and Z. This is like the spawn distance, right? I mean, fudge, man. I guess you could do like spawn distance -1, spawn distance -2. Those could be the first steps, right? Exactly, Gregory. Those would be the first 2 steps. Like, we're just gonna check, can we do it a little closer first? If not, can we do it a little above, like 1 or 2 blocks above? Right? We could do that. We could do those. And just check. Those would be like 4 positions that we can check right away to see if they work. A function would simplify it. Well, of course, yeah. I almost wonder, though, we're going to have to be checking in, like, many different kind of ways, really. Yeah. I don't really know how to deal with that piece of it either. I guess we could do this. Basically, we want to find something that's kind of in the player's vector, right? We want to find some sort of block. So I wonder if, like, does it allow you to spawn entities in the same space? When you say the same space, you mean as the player? Yes. That's what it does normally. It just spawns it right on the player, which I think is trash. That's like last resort, in my opinion. So I think we can simplify this by doing just a couple of things. I think we manually check, again, no formula. We manually check the block where we're trying to spawn, the block above it, and the block below it. multiple spawns all in the same space? Yes. Like you can spawn 1,000 chickens at the same coordinates and they'll all be over each other. Inside one another, if you will. So like Lagfest 2026, yeah. So basically what I would love to do is spawn something where it's supposed to go, like our target area. If it can't be there, bring it one closer and check there. And if it can't go there, bring it even one closer and spawn it there. I guess if push comes to shove, I mean, you could just do algorithmically the target, one closer, one closer, one closer, one closer until it's on me. In tunnels, it spawns on me. Hey chat, just heads up, if you're spawning in a tunnel, it's gonna spawn on me probably. Out in the world, it spawns. Is that like an easy way to think about this? So instead, chat, instead of all this, all we're really looking for is this. You know, we got a column of blocks that represent a straight line projecting through the vector of the player's viewport. And at a distance of 5, this is the one that it's trying to spawn at. And if it can't spawn there, it checks this block. And if it can't spawn there, it checks this block. And if it can't spawn there, it checks this block. And if it can't spawn there, it spawns right on the player. That's that. I think that's a quick and dirty way to do it. Don't you? I think that's pretty easy. And so this is what we're gonna do. Let's look at the code. So what we want to do is get the block type at the spawn location to determine if it is empty, aka air, aka a spawnable location. So if block type wow dot get ID is equal to empty, then we're going to do these other things. Okay, the block type at blah 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 is blah blah blah. And is a spawnable area. All right. Can I even do this? What's up, Cashy? Yo, yo, yo. If you code it so that it checks the spaces around, you can use that in your horde spawns. Yeah. But I'm just trying to get it running for today. We'll work on that problem tomorrow. It'll give me a little bit of time to think about it tonight too. So Quick and dirty it is. That's right. It's just a quick and dirty. Get the block type at the spawn location. Determine this is if. Yeah. Okay. So. This is very strange. Hold on. There we go. Why is this a problem? Incompatible types. Oh, yeah, we're not there yet. Hold on. Okay, so world.get blah, 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 string block type ID, block type get ID. So if block type ID does not equal empty, yeah, it's never used. Not yet, at least. Okay, so if the block type ID is not empty, Alt-Shift-Enter for this. We'll do what we know first before we get all fancy with the Java here. Block type ID does not equal empty, then we're going to reassign this to Where is that distance? Spawn distance, that's what it's called. So for int I equals 0, I less than the spawn distance, we're going to do I plus plus, and then we're going to do spawn x equals this spawn distance minus I. So basically what we're doing is we're looping through. We're saying, can we spawn there? No. Move it one closer. Can we spawn there? No. Move it one closer. Can we spawn there? No. Move it one closer. Can we spawn there? Move it one closer? No. Until it's literally on us. Then it will spawn. So for int I equals 0, I less than spawn distance, I plus plus. We're gonna assign this spawn position X and Z, right? You know what? Hold on. I think we can put this all inside here. Okay, so for this, spawn position X is this with this, this with this, and then so the very first time it will be at the max distance because I will equal 0, right? So spawn distance of 5 minus 0 is 5. So it's going to try it at the original target point. If it can't work there, then it will move back 1. Until it spawns it right on the player. So it should always work. Always, right? So we have spawn X, spawn Z. We've converted this all to ints so that we can check the block stuff, the block IDs. Here we go. So this block type is in here. Block type, the thing is, like, we're declaring and assigning inside the loop, and I'm not sure that that's the best way to go here. I think we need to initialize for the loop. Init for loop. Is that gonna be okay? I don't know. Like, this is where, like, my lack of CS knowledge is really annoying. It's like, do we want to... Is this an okay practice? I have no idea. Probably not. So the block type, we're going to get this at this spawn X int, spawn Y int, spawn Z int, right? We're going to get that. And then we're going to get the ID. And then inside this... we're going to check if block type ID is equal to empty, then we're going to do the thing, spawn the thing. Right? Does that make sense? We have some problems. Got some serious ass problems here. Okay, so if total spawns are equal to the entity quantity, spawn complete is true. I guess we could just do like break. Do we really need that? Do we need this thing? Can we just break? Oh, I'm really deep in it now. I've rearranged so much shit. Let's see here. So when all of this is done, okay. Well, this might be a little fucky wucky. Whew. That's a little complicated there, chat. That's a little complicated there. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's add a couple of other things here though, just for the sake of this. I'm gonna say entered the J loop. What else can we do? Other debug.
Entered the J loop. End of block stuff. String values are compared using compared using equals, not equals. I guess we got to do this. Alt Shift Enter. Objects equals block type ID and empty. Okay, sure. Let's see how far we get with this. Okay, will it build? Let's see. This is dubious at best, I think, Chad. Gotta see how this works. Or more likely how it doesn't. Doobie-doobie-doo-doo. It's really thinking about this one, chat. Here we go. Processing. Deploying plugin. Well, I'll be danged. Wow, the server booted. Let's see what happens when we try to spawn something. This should be interesting, chat. Okay, let's get this time. NPC clean. All right, so let's see this. Okay, so 3 just spawned. Why? Why did 3 spawn? We only asked for 1. Let's try it again. Yep, whoa, oh, 4 that time. Interesting, okay. Five that time. Again, it's like maybe it's spawning only the number of empties that return in that row. I think maybe that's what's happening. So let's try this. I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3 in front of me, and I think this should spawn 2 if my theory is correct. Looks like I'm right. Okay, so basically we need to break. We need to break somewhere once that spawn has occurred, right? Let's look at the code again. So we get all of our block stuff here. This is the end of the block stuff, right? So this is like get spawn target location, convert to int, get block type info, get block type ID. Debug. So then if the block type is equal to empty, we're gonna spawn the thing. Total spawns is 1. I see. So it goes into the inner loop.
So why would it do multiples? I don't understand. The quantity is 1. So while j is less than 1, we're going to add 1. Entered the j loop, right? And then we should do this business here. Spawn in the thing. Is there anywhere else that's happening in the code? I don't think so, right? You're not stopping it from checking additional spawns after spawning 1? Yeah, I think we need to put this inside, is what's happening. So this needs to be a part of this. So that way we add +1 to the spawns, but if total spawns is equal to this, we're gonna break. And then maybe we break again. Or like a continue, maybe? I don't know. That might do it. I'm not sure. Okay, it's back on. Let's go. Reconnect. Yeah, this is crazy. Oh, hey, look, one guy. One guy. Very good. Let's see. Let's try to like target the middle of the blocks there. Ah. It just says end of block stuff. That's it. Just make sure this is working correctly. Okay, cool. Good. Very good. That part's working as intended. The whole changing where this is not really working as intended. As you can see here, if I try to spawn in the middle of that, it should continue to come toward me until it spawns like here, but it's not. It's just saying end of block stuff. We don't even get into the J loop. Let's take a look at that. So if this is empty, then we do the thing, right? If it's empty, yeah, I've got to stop here. I'm really close on this. It's very annoying. Yeah, because there's no if it's not empty. So we're checking to see if it is empty. Oh yeah, and then we break down here. Hold on. Because we're breaking out before it has a chance to loop back again and do the whole thing. So I think we maybe only need the one break statement, and maybe I'm just an idiot. Let's try that. Will it work tonight? I hope so. I got to get this working to make it work tonight. High stakes programming. Dude, I changed a lot about how this works too. I rearranged everything, like everything that was in this class I've rearranged basically at this point. Okay. Interesting. I think it did that thing where it spawned 3 of them again. I said 1. We got 2. And again, that's because this one is not, this one's not empty. This one's not empty. This one's not empty, but these 2 were. And so it spawns 2. Like if I do this, if I do 4 and I stand right here, this should spawn like 1. Yeah, see, end of block stuff happened 4 times. And then we got our 1 dude. It's not right. So you need a way out of the loop after finding empty and spawning. Right, we need a way out of this one, right? So I broke here. If the spawns are equal to that. If this is empty and we do all this stuff, and at the very end of it, we break. That's just breaking the quantity build. It's not breaking out of everything. Maybe do I need double break? If I do break, no, it's still in the same loop, right? Break after the spawn itself. Kind of, because I'm doing it a different way. So I'm looping through until all the things that need to be spawned are spawned. Because I can tell it like 1 or like 10. So I really need that number to be satisfied first. That's why I'm checking it down here to make sure that we spawned all the things that we needed to, that it looped through all of this. Enough? No, because it's variable. It could be 5, it could be... Yeah. So then it breaks. So that we're just breaking, that's just breaking the spawn loop. Right? That's this one. But then it's going to go back here and it's going to check again. Actually, it should go all the way back up here. Right? And check this again. And if that is empty again. So really, it's like I need to break out of this for loop here. And I had a break down there. We tried that and it didn't work. So I guess I could do a thing where it's like, I don't know if I can even, scope-wise, if I can even see this out here. But like, yeah, see total spawns. I can't even get that because it's like scope-wise, I don't know that it exists. So maybe I initialize this up here so that I know about it further on. Right? Total spawns equals 0. Call us a init. And then down here, if total spawns is equal to entity quantity, then we're going to break. Right? That might be it. Because basically this should check this before it goes all the way back up to the for loop here and begins again. This seems like it will work. And again, it was just a problem with scope. It's like you have to init out as far out as possible so that all the inner nested loops know what you're talking about. Because if you initialize inside here, the outer loops have no idea what the hell you're talking about. And again, this is where like a good, like solid CS background would be really nice. I don't have one. I'm just self-taught, you know? We just make shit up, okay? We just making shit up, chat. That's what self-taught means, by the way. Yeah, don't forget my break. Yeah, I'm gonna try this. If this doesn't work, then I think we need to call it quits, probably. Okay, so it spawned one, but it's like in a block, question mark? Does this not defeat the entire purpose? I thought the whole idea was it wouldn't spawn if it was not empty. But it still is. Why is it still spawning if it's not empty? Yeah, it's not checking for empty correctly. It had me change the way I was doing that too. Hold on. Total spawns equals 0. Or j is less than entity quantity, which would be 1. J++. If total spawns is equal to entity quantity, then say this message and break. And then down here, if total spawns is equal to entity quantity, break again. Oh shit, are we missing a... No, okay. I was gonna say, are we missing a bracket or something? If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How does it read out that empty? Here, I'm gonna get rid of this weird whatever Java wanted me to do. So we're gonna say if block type ID we want it to equal empty, right? If it equals empty, then do this. Now it's giving me errors though. 27 problems. Statement expected. String block type ID. Let's do this. String expected block type ID equals empty. So if this is this, then do this down below. I'm gonna do a debug message here. Debug, and we're gonna say block type ID is type ID and expected block type ID is expected block type ID. Right? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, this really is my last shot here. I gotta step away for a minute because it takes like 10 minutes to set up for the other side. So I'm gonna have like a 5-minute break. Let's see. Okie dokie. Let's see. The block type ID is empty and the expected block type ID is empty. How can that be true? The block that we're looking at is the ID is empty? It's empty everywhere, no matter where. I wonder if it's doing that thing where we're using like the player position again. So we are getting the, we're getting the block ID, the block type at that. That's so weird, man. String, block type ID, block type dot get ID. Hold on. What does this say? Method invocation get ID may produce a null pointer exception. We were just using that down here in a message, weren't we? What if I do block type ID and then I do this dot get ID? I do it all as one. Wrap using block type from string. There we go. From string. Still getting an error. Where and why? Operator equals equals cannot be applied to. Oh, no, hold on. String type, block type ID. Now what's the problem? String block type ID equals block type dot. Eh? It might return null, is what it's saying here. Block ID, string expected block type ID equals empty. So if they're equal, then do the thing. Okay, legit last time. Legit last time. Just 5 more minutes, Mom. Just 5 more minutes. Oi, oi, oi. The 5th last time. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, block type ID is empty and expected is empty. Empty. This shouldn't be possible. Why am I getting so many empties now? No empties there. I don't believe you. Okay. Well, womp. Fail. All right, chat. That's it. I'm out of here. I'll see you back over on Twitch in just a few, okay? Sit tight. Thanks for watching, guys.